All right. Welcome to another Woods Report.
Why you went silent?
What?
Were you choking?
No.
Oh.
Kinda, yeah, I guess, in a way. I don't know what happened. I don't know
the way
why
it came out was like you Woods Report.
My mouth is dry, so I was thinking of getting a drink of water, but I was in the middle of saying, welcome to another Woods Report. But anyway, there's a lot going on. Well, my mother laughing until I say
Same old intro. Is
a lot going on, a lot going on, a lot going on.
So is a lot of cars. My grandmother would say that every time we drove her somewhere.
Well,
so is a lot of cars.
I think the main thing that's going on is the GOP, the Republicans.
Yeah, because the debate gets you all stirred up, and then you get everybody's opinions.
But they got a lot going on. They got that going on. They fighting with each other. They getting ready to go. The country's getting ready to shut down. They going after Biden.
People are on strike.
They got Holbert, whatever her name is, groping people in theaters, and Marjorie Taylor Greene following Como around, and he's pretending like he's at a union, and he's not at a union. It's so much going on in that party.
Oh,
I'm so glad I'm not part of any party. I'm not part of the Democrats or Republicans.
But even though we keep saying that like we're supposed to brag about it,
I am bragging about it.
No, not for that purpose. I'm just saying we don't. Some people are like party driven. They are like to the ground.
There's no way.
I love how Sarah on The View actually vocalizes how her view.
Okay.
At the beginning, we probably were more party driven, but not so much intense like people are.
Right.
Where we can talk about, so-and-so, they're the opposite party or another party, and they're giving good viewpoints. You're like, I never thought about that. That's a good idea.
Right.
So because there's good ideas both on both sides or on all sides, because one year I voted independent.
Right.
But the fact is, people are so in their party, they don't even want to listen to good advice or good policies from another party because they're so into their party.
Right.
We're not like that. Thank God.
Yeah. I don't care.
So when we listened last night, I actually was listening to see who had some good ideas.
Oh my God, these guys.
They just all over the place.
This Republican debate was hilarious.
They just talked all over each other like.
You know what they actually did? They actually improved Trump's numbers.
Yeah.
Because they made him look like he's not as dumb.
For not even being there.
I understand
they challenged him for not being there, a few of them.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be there.
He don't need to be there, you guys. Quit with this. Inviting him. Even Fred Flintstone. I'm talking to you, Trump.
And he had, we'll get to we'll get to him in a minute. Let me say hi to some people. So he's hilarious. They all were hilarious. They all had sound bites. And they all did them. They're not comedians.
No.
So when you have people who are not comedians
get up, funny.
They sound like, get a load of Ralphie over there. And it's like,
that's not funny. Even the delivery wasn't funny. Because how you deliver a joke or deliver a punchline makes a big difference.
Exactly. Wendy says, hey, Wendy, we missed you yesterday. All that stuff that's going on in Philadelphia.
All
we didn't know.
well in your neighborhood.
Yeah. William says, hey, hello, ladies.
Hey.
Emerald says, hey, ladies.
Hey, everybody.
Wendy says, what's up, girlies? And everybody's saying hi to each other.
You staying safe?
Yeah,
are you even near where those riots are, girl?
Wendy says, they were trying too hard to be funny and sarcastic. Thank you. It was over the top.
Some of them were the actual joke.
So look at my man Vivek over there.
Swami.
Hey, what about tell us that, Vivek? Why don't you tell us? And then the guy on the other side, yeah, tell us, Vivek. Tell us, Vivek. Why don't you tell us? He's like,
like Nikki and Tim would be arguing, and other people be jumping in.
You're my friend, Tim. But right now, I'm gonna get on you.
But what about you, fat boy down there? I don't even like you either.
Horrible. And Vivek's hair was about 10 feet tall. Who told him to rise his hair?
I don't know. Oh my God, it was a joke.
And Tim Scott, I got a whole segment on you. Uncle Tom.
Yes, the comedy.
No, every white person calm down here.
No racism in America.
All right, first of all, I have no facial hair, so I shouldn't be you shouldn't be bothered by me. I'm a black man with no facial hair. All right?
Oh, God.
I'm not attractive, so your women won't want me. I have nothing going for me. All right?
But I want to be the next president.
Oh, my God. Horrible.
Oh.
All right, so I wrote some stuff down.
Did you?
I had to write it down.
You had to take notes.
It was so much stuff going on, I had to write it down.
Were you able to even hear them? They were talking over each other.
When they
the moderators had trouble. I felt bad for them. I'm like, y'all better get in there.
You got to turn your mic down. If you have to turn your mic down, we got to turn your mic down.
Oh, no, sir. We're not asking that question right.
And then the lady, I'm sorry, y'all can say it's prejudice or whatever. That was Latino. I could barely understand what she was saying.
I know.
And you could tell they couldn't either because they was like this. When she was asking a question, and they didn't want to sound racist or prejudiced and tell her to repeat it. So they had to just answer any old thing. You didn't even answer what she said. I even knew what she was saying.
My God.
It took some time to get it, but I knew what she was saying.
And it was so funny because she was representing the Black Latino because she was a darker skinned Latino.
Thank you.
I would think for sure on The View, Sonny would bring that
Thank you.
You know, how she represents.
All right, here we go. Well, okay. Well, Wendy just said it. That was my first thing.
What?
The Donald Duck line.
Oh, no. He did the arm like this.
Yeah. The lean in.
I'm talking to
That's
you, Donald
not. Listen to me, Donald Trump. Now, I know you're watching. I know you're sitting on your toilet in the middle of the night. I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching me.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm fat boy. But guess what you are, buddy? Huh? You didn't show up tonight, so you're no longer Donald Trump.
Yes.
You're Donald Duck.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I had to pee. I almost peed on myself. I'm like, when he leaned into the camera, I'm talking to you.
And then I said, he got another one because he's leaning in again. Right. All right, the camera's back on me. All right, here we go. All right, hold on for a second. Here we go. All right, you know what, Donald? Yeah. You kept saying you was going to build that wall, right? But you only built 52 miles of it. And you said Mexico was going to pay for it. Well, with 52 miles, I'm sure they would.
When he said that, and Joy said the comment that Nikki Haley made about Vivek making me feel stupid.
Oh, yeah. I got that
Joy
on
said
here.
that didn't make sense because I'm not stupid because of you. You're stupid.
That's a lie.
Stupid.
That's a lie. Mike Pence. Oh, yeah. So, Fred Flintstone here, he said that we got a Biden. He's sleeping with the teacher, and she's part of the teacher board. So whatever union. So he's gonna be for the teachers union. Well, Pence leaned in. Hello, hold on for a second,
Mother, can I say this?
Now I've been sleeping with a teacher for 38 years.
Are you okay with that, Mother?
And she's not part of any union.
Joy even said that on The View.
As if we got to think.
Oh my God,
we got to think about them sleeping together.
He made Mother mad.
She got rollers in her hair, night cream on. He's talking about sleeping with her.
Pence, honey.
Oh my God. 38 years. I thought they'd been married longer than that. He looks older than that.
I know.
40 years, that's it? Mm-hmm. Get out of here.
Thank you. What else?
All right. So we got Vimakumahama. And Rashiki Muhammad, Akuma Matata. And somebody told him, you're a little obnoxious on the last debate. So calm it down, buddy. You're looking like a snotty-nosed kid acting all big and bad with yourself. I know. So he calmed himself down as much as he could.
I know.
When I'm president, some of these guys might be working for me,
I remember the last... the one of the questions, because I don't know what you got on your list.
I got all of this on my list.
Do you have that one question that they asked at the end?
Which one?
Right.
I got that one. I got that one.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So he calmed himself down.
Uh-huh.
But that didn't stop Tim Scott, Mushmouth, because Mushmouth from the Cosby Show said he had already came with a line for this guy.
Okay.
So
he was practicing.
Yeah, you're not gonna have me practicing all this time, and then you turn the keys and try to be different. I'm getting my line out, whether you're a snotty nosed brat or not. So why don't you tell us, Rami, about your businesses in China? Go ahead, tell us about that.
Nikki jumped on him too.
Well, when I found out that I dismissed those things, and then Nikki had to jump in. Yeah, when you found out you was running for president.
Thank you.
And that's around the time when you started voting.
Pitt said that.
Pitt said that. Yeah. They all had a line.
Was that around the time you actually started to vote?
Yeah, they all had a line. Now, the good thing about Pence is he's not jumping in like everybody else.
Exactly.
He's going to wait for his line.
Let me wait for my question.
So my question has nothing to do with this.
That's the Christian thing to do.
I'm going to wait and then I'm going to jump in like I'm supposed to.
Yes.
So I got that one going on. Tim and Rami going back and forth. You couldn't hardly hear nothing because they was talking over each other. And Rami kept putting his finger. I gave you time. I want to have time because remember he's from the decade of we each get time to speak.
Exactly.
The older people, you jump in when you get in. He's a younger person. That
double touch.
Teacher, may I speak? We don't do that when we're older. We just get in there.
Just jump in there.
All right. So anyway,
go ahead.
So him and Tim was going back and forth. Then I got Rami and Nikki. That's when you said she made the comment.
Yeah.
You know, every time you speak, I get dumber. Oh, that was a ridiculous line.
Stupid.
So I talked about Rami's hair being high. Well, DeSantis, he stepped it up.
Oh, he sure did.
DeSantis, he got him a black makeup artist.
3 times.
Did you see the black makeup artist come out?
I'm surprised he let her touch his face. Don't make me too dark.
The problem with Pence, he didn't have any makeup on.
Yeah.
He looked like a vampire.
Ghost, yeah.
But DeSantis wanted you to know. Everybody else got their makeup off. He wants you to see he has a black woman doing his makeup.
See, I'm all about CRT and how slavery
she
has done
doesn't care about that, me getting rid of the black history. She's doing my makeup. So what do you care?
So he did step his game up.
He stepped his game up.
Because he even challenged Trump not being there as well.
They all had to because Trump, I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
He said in his speech.
He dismissed them.
He said, none of them are going to be my VP. He said, none of them are going to. He said, you think they're trying to be in the cabinet? I'm not giving any of them.
He did that last term.
So this is making them take the gloves off a little bit more.
Oh, so I'm not going to. But Ramaswamy.
Well, he didn't get the memo.
Ramaswamy is still trying to get in there.
He's programmed to kiss Donald Duck's butt.
Hit his hand up.
So he can't. And he was getting ready to write, like you said at the end.
Yeah,
who gets voted off the
island?
They should have asked him, who was you writing?
Who were you getting ready to write? Your name, your hand started moving.
Probably this guy in the corner right here, Fonz. What's his name? William said he looked like Fonz. The Fonz.
And he kept butting in.
He actually was good, though. Some of the stuff he said was actually good. Like we do here in North Dakota.
How many people are in North Dakota?
About 3.
Come on, you guys.
But all 3 of us work together.
I'm sure. I thought about that. I said, what's the population in North Dakota?
So that was my highlights. Okay. My highlights was that.
What was the last question they asked?
The one about who would you vote off the island.
Oh, that was the question.
And a few of them picked up a piece of paper and was getting ready to write.
Who would you vote off the island? And Fred Flintstone was right, though.
Fred Flintstone, well, hold on. They all was getting ready to do it. And DeSantis stepped up, said, hey, hold on for a minute here. I'm the one that's about 40 points behind Donald Trump. I'll win if he gets put in prison. And I don't think we should do this.
Thank you.
And they all were like, okay, sir, we want to be part of your cabinet because you're going to be the one that's going to be voting.
We'll follow you. What you say?
And then the news people the commentators tried to put Fred Flintstone on the spot. And said, we saw you actually wrote something. Who did you write? He said, I wrote Donald Trump. He needs to be voted off the island.
That's all he was about, you guys. We knew what he was coming in for.
Exactly.
He was going to put a spotlight on his mess.
Yep.
And he's not going to go for it. He's like, dude, you guys, come on. Yep. He's going to probably be put in jail.
That's right.
So he gets off the island.
Yes, he's out of there.
Go ahead.
So that was it with them. The highlights, like I said, some of the stuff they said was okay.
When they
You
gave a
made
little bit more
comment.
details of their policies.
Nikki Haley, to me, is the only one that kind of gives policy.
Well, they chewed her.
Whether you agree with her or not,
they chewed her up on The View.
Well, what happened on there?
Apparently, Vivek, he wrote a book.
Okay.
And she endorsed it. She wrote a little blurb
before
about
this presidency.
Well, the point that Sonny supposedly was making is that when she found out he was running, she still gave that blurb on his book.
Okay.
Now, you know how you can not really. Here's the thing. I don't think none of them are at each other's throat the way they were showing themselves on that show. Okay. Because they walked away, said, "Hey."
No, you noticed Tim Scott didn't shake Nikki Haley's hand.
Well, she went the other direction.
Well, they went after each other.
They're not angry. Like to the point where if they wrote a book that has really nothing to do with this process. If you wrote a good book, I'm gonna say this is a good book.
Kamala Harris is the vice president. About that. Kamala Harris is the vice president. Her and Biden would at each other's throats.
That's the point. That was. Thank you for saying that, because I wish Alyssa on The View had made that comment. She could have said to Sonny and to Whoopi. When we saw the debate with Biden and Kamala, if Kamala wrote a book and Biden didn't endorse it or put a blurb about it, you would be mad about it, wouldn't you?
Right. So, or the fact that Biden made her his vice president.
Exactly.
I don't
need all yes men on my team. Right. I need some people that think opposite of me.
And she went after him.
Yes, she did. She did. But one of the things on The View that I really got upset about, and I said, Alyssa, my mom and I were talking because we watch The View every day. Mm-hmm. Whoopi and Sonny, to me, truly act like the stereotypical Black woman. But Alyssa, being the only Republican at that time, she needs to step her game up. Right. And when you are doing your view against women who are strong-headed, strong-minded, you got to get in there. Yeah. And you got to say, hey, don't cut me off and let me finish my comment. Because she brought up a good point. The fact that my sister and I are not any party driven, Whoopi made the comment that Nikki Haley or none of them really said anything that made me think and was concerned about the policies and all that's going on. And she had her little checklist, immigration, China, the foreign affairs. And Alyssa said, you guys are not Republicans.
So you're not going to agree
You're not going to agree pretty much as a Democratic, a strong-minded Democrat on a lot of their views. Yeah. So why was you would say, And Alyssa, I felt need to get that out stronger. Sarah did make a good point too. With the Nikki Haley slamming that they did on The View, Nikki is hypocritical. She's hypocritical and she's blah, 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 and blah, blah. Sarah said, I would take Nikki Haley hypocritical over Trump any day. I agree. And we all went, think about that. Right. But that was pretty much I wanted to say that.
All right, good.
Go ahead.
Well, right here, I'm talking about mush mouth right here.
You asked